Click the bell icon and subscribe to my channel now.
Hi everybody. Well, मदरहुड का सफ़र और भी वैल्यूएबल बन जाता है जब हम सारी मॉम्स एक दूसरे के साथ अपनी बातें शेयर करें, एक दूसरे को सपोर्ट करें, एक दूसरे की मिस्टेक से सीखें और हमेशा एक साथ रहे. वेलकम टू सुपरमॉम्स विद मानसी. They say children don't listen, they observe. वो देखते हैं और ये एकदम सही है. अगर आप अपने बच्चे से कहेंगे बेटा थैंक यू बोलो, लेकिन आप खुद कभी थैंक यू नहीं बोलेंगे तो वो वही सीखेंगे. अगर आप अपने बच्चे से कहेंगे बेटा झूठ कभी मत बोलना, लेकिन उनके सामने ही झूठ बोलेंगे तो वो वही सीखेंगे. The bottom line is, if you want to raise a loving and respectful child, तो आपको खुद एक loving और respectful parent बनना पड़ेगा. And you know, आजकल के ज़माने में we are not competing with each other, we are competing with machines. और हम जो भी करते हैं machines वो 20 times better कर सकते हैं. लेकिन एक चीज़ है जिसमें हम machine से आगे निकल सकते हैं और वो है हमारी soft skills, leadership qualities, love for each other, respect for each other. And that brings me to the theme for today's episode, being better human beings. And to discuss this, we have in this studio a very witty, talented and an amazing actor, entrepreneur and mom, Shruti Seth.
Yay!
Hi Shruti.
I'm giving myself a round of applause.
Firstly, I must say you look stunning in your sari.
Thank you very much. You look lovely and I am so grateful that you got me on the show. I'm so sorry I couldn't come earlier, but I always feel der aaye durust aaye.
Absolutely, Shruti. And you know, she was my dream guest. I wanted to interview you. I have so many questions.
So much pressure.
Don't worry, we're going to grill you fine. But guys, before we start, I have a special announcement to make. We have a very, very beautiful hamper from Mama Earth that we're going to give out. So bring your questions out, and the most interesting question today is going to get a special hamper from Mama Earth.
Yay!
Yay! So Shruti, before we start, I want to ask you, you've been an actor since 18 years now almost.
Yes, I started acting in year 2000.
Wow. And I mean, I've seen all your work, almost all your work, and been a big fan of yours.
Well, actually, weirdly, when you think about it, I haven't really done that much over 18 years. Luckily for me, मैंने जो shows किए, उन्हें audience ने बहुत पसंद किया, बहुत popularity मिली और काफी सारे shows actually आज भी मैं उन्हीं की वजह से जानी जाती हूँ. And I'm of course.
They've been iconic shows, you know.
I've been grateful. I'm very grateful for it.
Absolutely. So when you became a mother,
Yes.
has that been like the most challenging role ever?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
But weirdly enough, I think it's the one role that you come prepared for without even knowing.
Yeah.
It's so instinctive. It's almost like somebody has fed things into the system and left it there. And then all of a sudden, आपकी life में ये एक छोटी सी चीज़ आ जाती है.
Yes.
जो वो सारी information को tap करने लगती है and it all just comes to
The
the
file
fore.
opens, na?
Yeah,
The
it's
motherhood
literally
file.
like the file opens and all the information just gets fed back into the system. I don't know how it happens. So it's most definitely a very, very instinctive job.
Yeah.
But having said that, it's also a lot of conscious, you know, I would say कि बहुत सोच समझ कर काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें आपको करनी पड़ती हैं. आप इतना भी instincts पर rely नहीं कर सकते.
Right.
So I would say it's a mix of both, but I definitely the most satisfying role so far.
Yeah.
Yes, hands down.
And Alina, it's a beautiful name.
Thank you.
What does it mean?
So Alina actually means light in Greek.
Oh.
And it's a really funny story how her name came about. मैंने बहुत महीने research किया, जैसे कि most to be mothers करने लगती हैं, general excitement.
Yeah.
My husband was very lazy and he said, he kept turning down every name I suggested.
Right.
And then I said, okay, I'm done. These are the options. I've found over 9 months और तुमको कुछ भी पसंद नहीं आ रहा, तो अब तुम नाम ढूंढो. So he said, okay. And it was weird because literally on the 20th or the 21st of July, he started going through the inventory of names alphabetically. And वो AL तक पहुँचे थे. And I went into labor. And the first name that he came across was Alina.
Oh.
And yes, it was. He said, so there's this name, Alina, do you like it? I said, look, I only want that the name should mean light.
Yeah.
So he quickly Googled and found out that Alina meant light in Greek. And he said, I love the sound, you love the meaning. Alina it is.
Beautiful.
And that's how she got her name.
Wow, I feel almost every child has a name that's destined for it.
Yeah, yeah.
So in
pretty
this case,
much.
literally, you can say that.
बिल्कुल. And it's weird क्योंकि हम उसे एक कहानी सुनाते हैं that it's weird actually. This happened absolutely by accident. That my mother's name is Kiran.
Okay. Oh,
Yes.
yeah, which is
and
light.
my daughter's name is Alina. So they're both the light sources in my life.
Aww.
And which is how I really think the one thing जो सारे parents हमेशा कहते हैं कि जब खुद का बच्चा होगा तब समझ में आएगा. There can be no truer cliche than that.
That is true.
Yes, खुद का बच्चा होने से ही
पता चलता है.
And it's one of the first questions that was asked to me. मेरे एक दोस्त ने मुझसे पूछा था, so how does it feel being a parent? And I said, it is weird कि your love for your child, again, instinct, it's already hardwired into you. But the love for your parents comes with such a surge.
True.
And you sit there and you feel so horrible and so guilty.
For all those
कि
times.
मैं जिस तरह से अपनी छोटी बच्ची को प्यार करती हूँ उसी तरह से मेरी माँ मुझसे इतने सालों से प्यार कर रही है. And I've just been so horrible to her. So I think parenthood is just it's the best way to actually find true gratitude towards your parents.
Very true. And in fact, I was discussing this with my mother who was on the show last week. I remember she said, beta, jab tum maa banogi tab pata chalega. And literally, I understood it only when I became a mom myself.
Absolutely.
And you and Danish both are artists.
Yes.
He's a director, you're an actor, you're also doing so many other things. So artists are normally moody, temperamental. So how has that changed after being parents? Has that changed?
So very honestly, I think I would consider myself as being fairly even-tempered. I don't.
You're not.
I'm not particularly moody.
Okay.
Of course, I do have moments. Everyone does.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I'm fairly even-tempered. So, and I would say, on a more positive side as well, I'm generally happy-go-lucky.
Okay.
I have very few moments of other emotions, so to speak. Of course, I do get very sentimental, which my husband always mocks. Danish, on the other hand, is a very moody crab. Very
is he
moody.
a Cancerian?
Yes, that's why I said
I'm a Cancerian.
well.
Totally understand that.
So he's extremely, extremely moody. It's sometimes I'm just like, I have a hard time keeping up with the mood swings.
Really?
Yeah, it's very difficult. But weirdly enough, I think, it's also a sign of very strange, twisted love that you can let only few people in your life see
that part
the mood
of you.
swing. Yeah.
That is
So it's a very strange present of, I love you, hence you shall be subjected to all my moods. I'm just like, give me a better present.
But that is so true.
Yeah, so it's a strange kind of love, and one just kind of starts getting used to it. And having said that, I think the only person who has been able to get Danish to swing to her moods and her fancies is Alina. So no matter what he's doing, he's an introvert.
Right.
They're very, very conscious of their inner space.
Yes.
And there's a very lovely thing that I had read about loving an introvert, is that loving an introvert is actually fighting very hard to safeguard their desire for solitude. So to have to actually stand up and tell other people that, listen, he likes his silence, and you have to let him have it.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of courage from someone who is an extrovert like me. Yeah, it's very difficult because I have no problem walking in and people walking in and out, distracting me. I don't get hassled.
Right.
But it's a typical introversion and an extroversion problem.
Right.
The reaction to stimuli is very different. So one has to understand that and let the person have their way with their solitude.
Yes.
The only person, like I said, who barges in and out of his room, no matter what he's doing, is Alina.
Alina, of course.
And she's the only one who can get away with it. Of course, he still gets slightly frazzled, but there is never, ever a moment where there is even that much anxiety. It's always like, okay, give me 2 minutes. I'm just saying, I love how you're requesting her. Hum sabke to matlab, we get scared moving around anywhere in your personal space. But I think that's the joy.
That's the job of a daughter. Only a daughter or a child can do that.
Only your kids.
Which brings me to my next question. Alina kaisi hai as a child? How is she? Because I see all these cute little videos and she's so adorable. And she seems to be very, like in tune
So,
with.
it's weird. I think from the very beginning, the one thing that everyone always saw Alina and told me was that she reminds us that she's a very old soul. She's not a child. She seems like she's come from, a very
देख लिया है सब कुछ.
हाँ, मतलब मैं ये all this I have seen. Now I've come back just to have a good time.
Right.
So she's very, very intuitive when it comes to everyone's moods or the mood of the house. It's amazing how on her own, other than Danish and my conversations, which are perpetually interrupted with mama, excuse me, mama. I'm just like, can you just let us have a conversation, please? But with anybody else, you won't even know there's a child there. She's extremely intuitive about the mood of a room.
Oh,
so
that's amazing.
If I'm having a conversation with my mother, or I'm on a work call, or I'm discussing something with a friend,
she knows.
She'll sit there quietly without seeking any sort of attention at all.
That's amazing.
So I'm very blessed that she's like that. Other than that, again, she's very even-tempered. She's great fun. She loves having a good time. She's full of giggles and laughs. So overall happy.
Great. Because like you said, your mom and Alina, Kiran and Alina, they both mean light. So how is their equation, as grandmother?
So my mom, for some strange reason, thinks that she's not Alina's favorite person because Mama leaves me with Nani when she has to go to work.
Oh.
So now because Nani is there, Mama can go. If Nani was not around, then Mama would have had to take me with her. So this is my mom's assessment. I don't think it's true at all. I don't think it's true at all because I know how much I loved my grandmother and how much I miss her, and nobody in my life has come close. So I always wish that for Alina, that having your grandparents,
that bond.
No, the kind of stuff that you can get away with.
Totally.
With your grandparents, nobody else on the planet will ever allow you
Absolutely.
that. And for them, it's really weird. I saw my parents, they reverse their age the day she was born.
Right.
It's like
everybody becomes a child, right?
Yeah.
And we never seen them making these faces, like people do weird stuff and you're like, huh?
Yeah.
ऐसा तो कभी नहीं किया था तुमने.
And the thing is, what's weird actually is, I always tell my mother, I said, how much you smother her? You must have never smothered me as a baby. She was like, what makes you think I didn't smother you? She was like, you don't remember it, that's not my fault. You're seeing it, so you think I'm smothering her, but you're my baby, of course I smothered you. But my dad keeps telling me, there's a Hindi saying, which I don't remember it, but the English translation is that interest is more special than the principal.
Of course.
Sood, say something.
Yeah.
So basically, that of course we love you, but she's a part of you, so she's even more special.
Absolutely.
So I personally think nobody will love her like her grandparents. Not even me and Danish. That love is just very special. It's very special.
It is special, and and we were having a conversation when we met that day.
Yes.
Where you said that in this day and age, everybody is so self-obsessed and becomes, in their own zone, and somehow becoming a parent really pushes you out of that zone.
It does.
So what do you have to say about, becoming better human beings as parents?
So, it's really weird because when Alina was born, just a few months in, you learn so much when you observe children.
Yes.
Number one, they're so forgetful. They forget things so easily. 1 minute you shout at them, the next minute they're out there hugging you again.
Yeah.
They don't hold grudges, not even for a second.
Yeah.
They're so quick to forgive. And the fact that they get so easily distracted by good things. We sit there wallowing, feeling terrible about the sad things in our lives, which I think is a part of growing up.
Yeah.
But it's nice to sometimes just look
go.
at a child and see that there's so much we all should learn from them.
Absolutely.
And I remember telling Danish this. I said, every parent's endeavor is to make their kids like themselves. I said, but our endeavor should be to become more like her. I wish we could be like her.
That's beautiful. Yes.
Let's learn to be the way she is, how she easily forgets, how easily she forgives. Let's try and be like that.
That's so lovely, yes, Shruti.
Let's try and let's try and focus on the good things in our lives. One toy breaks, instead of sitting and feeling sad about that, she's so happy that there are other toys. We as adults forget to do that. हम
That
सब
is
भूल
so
जाते
true.
हैं क्योंकि हम अपने दुखों में इतने absorbed हो जाते हैं, and then you're just
कि-
sitting there feeling yeah life has no meaning, but there
Yeah.
is, you're here, you're alive, you have people who love you
Love
and
you,
who you
take
love
care
around
of
you,
you,
and
yeah.
those are really things you want to be grateful for.
That is so true.
So
I think it gives you a perspective when you become a parent.
absolutely, absolutely. And
it-
I think most importantly, हम उस दिन जो बात कर रहे थे कि having a child to a very large degree starts making you more invested in the world at large. You know, while you're on your own, as you age, you're like, acha, my life, my career, my house, my friends, my holidays,
Yeah.
everything about me.
Me.
The moment there is a baby in your life, suddenly you realize that, okay, now what am I leaving behind for her or
Very
him?
true. Absolutely.
And that's going to be the world.
Yeah.
You know, now I want to make sure that the environment is clean. I want to make sure that people around me are nice.
Yeah.
That they're kind and they're forgiving and they're compassionate. So you also realize कि भाई अगर मुझे इस तरह के लोग चाहिए तो मुझे इस तरह का person बनना भी पड़ेगा.
Absolutely.
So it
makes you more
just really tries to push you towards becoming better.
True.
And breaking out from all your prejudices कि अब तो मैं ऐसी ही हूँ, I've spent too many years now, you know, yeah, of course I get angry, but no, find a way to contain that anger.
Yeah.
Try and be kinder to people. Understand people's struggles every day.
Right.
Like, you know, sometimes I used to find myself being very short-tempered on silly things like, you know, a person calling you from a customer service or,
Yeah.
or you know, one of those people who are constantly calling you, offering you loans and credit cards and this, and I used to get, it does get intrusive.
Yes.
But I realized, I said, you know, someone is making their livelihood from this. I'm sure they're not feeling happy making 100 calls, being
Calls.
abused
Yeah.
by everybody they're calling and phones being slammed on them. And I've actually started becoming patient. So it's
Yeah.
not that I'm buying the things they're selling me, but it's always a polite, मुझे दोबारा phone मत करिएगा. It's just, I just feel that,
You get empathetic. I think you
Yeah.
start putting yourself in other people's shoes and
you know,
realize
and
they're going
there's a
through shit.
really weird thing my mother used to always say to me. She would always say कि remember, I have always been guarded about how I treat another person क्योंकि मुझे लगता है कि वो मेरे बच्चे को कहीं बद्दुआ ना दे दें. And that has stayed with me.
That is true.
That if I hurt you, your
Then-
first curse will be may your child suffer. And now, as a mother, that is not what I want
That is true.
for anybody's child.
But so well said, Shruti. And I'm sure all our viewers there have lots of questions and comments. And do send them in. Keep your questions coming in because Shruti and me both are going to be answering them at the end of this segment. And the most special question is going to get a gift hamper from Mama Earth. You know, Shruti, you've been an actor and you're doing a lot of other things as well. I want our viewers to know what are the things that you're doing. You're doing something with Gul Panag. What is that?
Yes, so Gul and I actually put together this lovely first ever women's festival in India
Okay.
called Festival, which we had done in year 2016.
Okay.
We sadly ended up taking a break last year, but we're planning to do it again this year. So who knows? Maybe we'll start doing it as a you know, an odd even number type situation.
Right, like every 2 years.
हाँ,
maybe.
biannual, not biannual actually. It would happen every 2 years.
2 years, every
yes.
2 years.
So that actually came from our endeavor to give mothers
Mm-hmm.
specifically, and of course all women, because I truly believe that women are superheroes.
Yes.
And they manage to do so much so effortlessly. At least
Totally.
it seems effortless कि भाई बच्चा भी पाल रहे हैं, घर में भी हैं, काम पे भी जा रहे हैं,
Kitchen का भी management
सब कुछ
हो रहा है,
just
grocery
everything is
चल
just
रही है.
happening, whether they're remote controlling it or however, it just takes
Yeah.
crazy amount of mental bandwidth.
Totally.
And she and I would keep talking about, yeah, let's go for this literature festival. Acha, let's go for a music festival. Let's go for a comedy festival. And somehow I was like, अरे नहीं यार, घर पे काम कौन करेगा?
हाँ.
You know, who will manage my shoot? How will I manage with getting stuff in order? And we just keep postponing things. So the two of us were like, you know what? Why don't we organize a mix of a literature festival, a comedy festival, a music festival, a shopping festival, all
Wow,
together,
okay.
all at once,
Wow.
and make it only for women. So that
So amazing.
we were actually harsh enough, and me being a mother, I felt really bad. We also made it mandatory to not bring your kids.
Oh,
Because our thing was that women just never get a break.
that's true.
We didn't want the husbands there. We
Right.
didn't want the kids there. We were like, you come with your girlfriend, with your mother, with your sisters, and just come have a day of fun as a woman. Celebrate yourself.
Beautiful.
And that's how festival happened. And we're hoping to do it this year.
I'm
sometime.
definitely attending it if it happens this year.
You absolutely have to. And we're hoping to do it in the monsoon because
Okay.
we know that there are holidays then. Plus, there's really not that much activity happening in the city.
That's true, 'cause
So it's a
everything-
good time to
yeah.
do something for people. And you will hear about it soon enough.
Amazing. I'm looking forward to this.
Thank you.
You know, every super mom has a bunch of really close friends because I think friends and friendships,
Yes.
it's a bond that you hold on to. And I'm sure you have like a really close set of friends that have been a part of your journey.
I
Who
do.
are these friends? What do they contribute in your life?
So I have a friend, Komal, who's my closest friend from childhood. She
Okay.
and I were classmates in school. And then, of course, there's a bunch of my college friends. There's a bunch of very, very, very empowered women who luckily I met due to work.
Right.
One of whom being Archana Puran Singh.
Okay.
She and I did comedy circus together, and I have to say that she has been very instrumental in bringing about some serious life changes in my thinking.
Wow.
So I have to say that she's been my go-to person for all things wise.
Wow, that's amazing.
And at the same time, what's amazing is that she comes with so much experience, but there is not even an air of arrogance or, you know, कि तो maybe समझेगा. There's always this beautiful guiding light that she sort of shines upon you. And I really feel that befriending her really changed a lot of my perspective.
Yeah?
Yes, she and this other friend of mine, Tabassum. Of
Okay.
course, then there's a bunch of absolutely amazing supermoms that I know.
Right.
There's Maria Goretti, there's Minnie Mathur, there's Shaheen Abbas, there's Avantika Malik, there's Ishika, there's just so many. There's this lovely friend of mine, Vani, who's got twins who are the same age as Alina. And every time that I think about myself saying, oh, I'm so exhausted, I think of her, it's like she's handling two at the same time.
Which is my next question. Are you planning a second child?
So here's the thing. I am very close to my brother.
Okay.
Very close. And my mother used to always tell me that, you know, you guys will just be each other's, you know,
Support.
greatest
system, yeah.
companions till
Absolutely.
the end of the world.
Right.
Together, because he's the only other person who shares the same DNA as me.
Right.
Maybe a little bit of Lena now, but she shares DNA with Danish also. So, so I've always felt very close to my brother.
Yeah.
And I always want Alina to have that. But having said that, I also do feel very compelled towards my duty as a world citizen. And I really think the planet has too many people on it.
Fair
So
enough.
I did want to see what my genes would do. And I'm very happy with the outcome, I have to say. I'm glad Danish and I did one good thing together.
Yes.
Amongst other good things that we do. But she's the greatest mashup of everything. I always tell him, I said, she's
The
all
best of
things,
both.
all things good that we had, we put it together in her.
Absolutely.
But I do hope, and I'm admitting this on a live platform, so I can be held accountable. I do hope that in the near future, I'm able to adopt another child.
Okay.
So yes, I hope I can give Alina a sibling. It may not be a biological one, but I think that's very unimportant.
That's totally
Yeah.
unimportant.
If I say
Absolutely.
this is my child, that is Alina's sibling. It's that simple.
Absolutely. That's
So
amazing.
let's see. Let's hope I can live up to my only promise that I have made to adopt another baby.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Which brings us to a fun segment that we have.
Okay.
So the segment is, we call it What Would You Do?
Okay.
And we have these hypothetical situations and you have to like, in one
Think
or two
on your
sentences. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
so
that's
the
a
first thing
superpower,
is-
by the way.
Totally, right?
Improvising.
It helps as an actor too, doesn't
yeah,
it?
yeah, absolutely.
It makes you a better actor,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
Completely.
Okay, what would you do if Alina was found bullying other kids in class?
So she actually, I think I'm a little harsh to her when she does do that. She's not
Okay.
exactly a bully, but I think at this point, there's this desire to always come across as being the righteous person. And that's not a very nice thing to do, at least with your circle of friends.
Right.
So if I did catch her bullying anybody in her class, she would get a little pat on her butt from her mama.
So cute, actually. What would you do if Alina walked into you and Danish sharing an intimate moment?
Oh, it's happened too many times. We just make it look very casual. So it's weird because I've always made it a point for Danish and me to be affectionate with each other around her.
Yes.
Because I think that our society specifically is very
Yes.
repressed
Yes.
when it comes to children seeing their parents
Affectionate,
be
you know,
affectionate,
yeah.
which I think has very long-lasting issues on men and on women.
And more so on men, I feel.
Yes,
you know,
yes, yes.
than women.
So, Danish and I are very conscious about being affectionate with each other,
Yeah.
around her,
Yeah.
and making her a part of the affection.
whole-
so she
yeah.
automatically starts feeling, okay, why am I not a part of this hug? Or
Right.
why is my mama not kissing me?
Right.
So, both of us have been very clear that
Yeah.
it should never be a matter of shame,
Absolutely. And in fact, Parthiv and me,
Yes.
we've decided we won't fight in front of her.
which is another thing we do.
Okay, we
Not
don't
at
fight
all,
in front
never.
of her, but we show love towards each other in front of her because I think that's healthy.
So, you know, here's a quick piece of trivia. I'd read this lovely book about what you did say, that
Yeah.
kids will not follow what you say, but they will follow what you do. तो आप
Right.
जो करते हैं, उसका बहुत ज़्यादा असर पड़ता है. आप जो बोलते हैं,
Absolutely.
उसका बिल्कुल भी असर
असर
नहीं
नहीं
पड़ता.
पड़ता.
बिल्कुल
Very
भी.
true.
The beautiful thing about children and evolution is that it's a long time for them to, while they're understanding language, Alina can understand language, she still understands tones to a large extent now, तो 3.5 साल की हो गई है, but they actually mirror expressions a lot. So if I'm angry and if she sees my face angry, she responds to that immediately.
Right.
So even if Danish and I catch ourselves in a temper,
Right.
we both smile through our fight. So she can't tell we're fighting because she doesn't understand language as much yet. And neither does she understand tone. So all she can
she
see is,
sees
she'll be like, you know, तुमसे मैं बाद में
बाद में
निपटूंगी.
बात करें, दानिश तुम्हें देख लेना, मैं तुम्हारी ऐसी बैंड बजाने वाली हूँ.
So she doesn't know we're fighting.
That's amazing.
So even if we do slip, तो हमारी हमेशा कोशिश रहती है कि हम उसके आसपास नहीं लड़ें.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's
And like I
important.
said, it's great for us because it checks us also.
Very
and
true.
there's something that Alina just started doing on her own. I remember एक बार शायद मेरी और दानिश की कहीं पर कुछ लड़ाई हो गई थी. And हम थोड़ा सा ऊंचा बोली and she was like, stop screaming. Both of you, stop screaming. And then the two of us were like, okay. And then promptly, of course, we were a little off with each other. And she came and she hugged me and she said, Papa, come and do a group hug. And then she just diffused our fight. And she does it all the time now.
That is so
She does it
special.
with everybody. If anyone gets angry and if their volume goes, she's like, stop screaming. So I was just like, okay. So she's actually keeping us calm.
That's amazing.
So what's the next question?
What would you do if you found that Alina had chopped off your expensive designer dress? Has that happened already?
No, it hasn't. But, you know, she's a baby.
Yeah.
It's,
You just let it be, right?
yeah. There's no... There,
Beta,
it is
ye dusra
important.
dress, dusra
no,
dress
no,
le
no,
lo.
no, no. See, I do think that it's important for us to teach our kids the value of things.
Yes.
They should not become more important than people and experiences. But at the same time, it's a very expensive world.
Yeah.
I have to leave my child to go out and earn money. And I know how much it hurts me leaving her.
Yes.
So when I go out there and I'm sacrificing this and I'm getting things, she has to understand the value of those
And-
things.
yeah, absolutely.
That they come for a very heavy price for me.
Yes.
So I don't want her to start thinking, कि हाँ एक है मेरी माँ दूसरी ले आएगी. I don't want her to be that person.
That's true.
And also the fact that there are a lot of unfortunate people who don't have access to 90% of the things that she has.
Very true.
So she has to value and be grateful for her things. And Danish and I are very clear that if you break a toy, now you have to wait till the next toy comes. We will not replace it with something else instantly.
Absolutely. Makes sense.
So yeah, she cuts up
So she
an
understands
important
the
dress of
value
mine.
of- yeah.
She will get a little bit of a firing.
Little pat on the bum. Okay. What would you do if you started your favorite show on Netflix but Danish wanted to speak about the monthly budget?
Ugh.
Has that happened?
So no, it never happens because like I said, I do all my television watching when I'm out of the city. So there's no conversation happening. And Danish and I have actually had a very smart timetable which happened very organically.
Right.
He's a night owl and I'm a morning lark. So I
Okay.
wake up early and do whatever I want to do. And he does whatever he wants to do
Late in the night.
once Alina and I are fast asleep.
Okay.
So luckily our timings never
That's
overlap.
amazing.
Yeah. The only time that he and I actually sit down and say, okay, now this is a time for conversation is during the day.
Okay.
So it never overlaps on our entertainment timing.
Because that's so important, right?
It is.
Netflix time is very important. What would you do if you were leaving out for a night out with girlfriends and Alina wouldn't let you go?
So that happens a fair amount as well. But here's the thing. I've actually sat her down and explained to her that her mum needs to have her time as well. And she has to allow that. And I've always equated it with the fact that आपको अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ खेलने का मौका मिलता है, आपको अपने टीवी देखने का टाइम मिलता है, आपको अपनी किताब पढ़ने का टाइम मिलता है, तो ये सारी चीज़ें मुझे भी करनी अच्छी लगती हैं.
True.
एंड अगर मैं आपके करने के वक्त इंटरप्ट नहीं करती हूँ, यू हैव टू गिव मी द सेम रिस्पेक्ट बैक व्हेन आई डिमांड माय टाइम. एंड शी इज
That's and that's a really great way to make them
again,
understand.
she's a woman. She's a baby.
She's
So
a baby.
बहुत
She
बार
has
ऐसा
her
होता
times.
है where she gets a little clingy sometimes.
Yeah.
But she's a pretty decent person to reason with, especially on logic, which I think has come hardwired into her through Danish, because Danish is one of those irritating people who you can only win on logic and nothing else.
Really?
Yeah, it's very irritating. But weirdly enough, it's the smart way to go.
Yeah.
It's the more intelligent way of handling life.
Fair enough.
Rather than getting emotional and crying and having
about
fights
it.
and
Yeah.
So she responds to logic pretty well.
What would you do if you had one full day off from being a mom?
I would miss it. But at the same time, I do get days off from being a mother when I'm working.
Right.
Because I'm pretty clear that when I'm at work, I'm on someone else's clock.
Yes.
And I'm being very well compensated, and I'm being there out of personal choice. So I need to be there 100%.
Absolutely.
So when I work, I am not a mother. Then I am a professional. Luckily for me, I have a fantastic support system.
Yes.
और ये बात मैं बहुत सारी मॉम्स को बताना चाहूँगी कि अगर आपके पास एक सपोर्ट सिस्टम है, सबसे पहले तो 1000 बार थैंक यू बोलिए. दूसरी बात, हम सबकी सबसे बड़ी गलती ये होती है कि हम चाहते हैं कि अगर मैं अलीना को आपके पास छोड़कर जा रही हूँ, तो अब आप अलीना का उस तरह ख्याल रखिए जैसे मैं उसका ख्याल रखती हूँ. जी नहीं, आप उसका ख्याल वैसे रखिए जैसे आपको समझ में आ रहा है. एंड आई बेटर बी ओके विद इट.
Yeah.
So that is a big lesson for all mothers, that when you have a support system in place, you have to let go of being
surrender,
a micromanager. Because it doesn't work out well for anybody. आप खुश नहीं रहेंगे, जो मदद कर रहा है वो खुश नहीं रहेगा, and the most
Baby
confused is going to be
the
the baby.
yeah.
So Alina has, again, my mom is my greatest support system. Last year I did a daily show, so I was working almost 25-28 days of the month.
How did you manage that?
Danish doubled up brilliantly as a co-parent, which is
Okay.
who he is. But we worked out a system where he said, look, now if you're leaving her with me, she and I have a different
Equation. Way
Equation.
of doing things, right?
please leave us alone. And it is pretty much what I did. And Alina actually is very adaptive, because वो मेरे मम्मी के घर में उसका एक शेड्यूल रहता है, हमारे घर में उसका एक दूसरा शेड्यूल रहता है, और वो बहुत सीमलेसली स्विच कर लेती है. So I was like,
That's
okay,
amazing.
she's got good survival skills. Why would I want to stop that?
Great.
So there's one last thing I'd want to say.
Yes.
I read something when Alina was just born that said the greatest sign of being a good parent is your child being able to function perfectly well without you. That is good parenting.
That is amazing.
And it's a
Shruti.
big
That's such
lesson
a
for
lovely
all
quote.
us helicopter moms who love to hover around our kids.
And micromanage every aspect of them. Just let it be.
You're a good parent if your child has good survival skills. They should learn how to fend
adapt
for themselves. Yes.
Absolutely. And on that note, we have a little hamper from
Wow.
Mama Earth that.
Oh, how lovely.
we're
Who
gonna
are
be
we giving
gifting
this to?
To you.
For me?
For coming on the show.
Yeah.
This is for you and Alina. And it's got all products.
This is so beautiful.
for the parent
Thank
and the
you,
baby.
Mama Earth. Oh my God. And I, you know, it's really weird because as a mother,
Yeah.
मैं अलीना को environmental चीज़ें ये ऐसे समझाती हूँ कि इससे मदर अर्थ को बहुत तकलीफ होगी.
Right.
अगर हम पेपर का ख्याल नहीं रखेंगे तो फिर और ट्रीज कटेंगे और उसकी वजह से मदर अर्थ को बहुत दर्द होगा. So she's actually environmentally conscious because
This
she
is
thinks there is a
environmentally-
Mama Earth.
And there is.
And there is. I'm going to tell her Mother Earth gave me a nice big hamper for her. Thank you.
Well,
This is lovely.
Thank you so much, Shruti. And we now open out our questions to the audiences.
Sure. Okay.
Um,
This is just lovely. Thank you. Can I keep this
yes,
here?
yes, totally.
Okay, lovely. Let it be right here then.
I am just going to refresh my page.
How cute is this?
I love the fact that there's a stress relief tea for parents.
Thank you.
We
Thank
all
you.
need that
Thank
tea,
you,
right?
Thank you. Thank you.
We totally need that tea. Okay,
Do we have any questions?
Oh, yes, we
Oh,
do.
we do. Okay.
How do I get the questions, please? Sorry. Yeah. Thank you. So Kinjal is saying, I don't get time to catch up with friends. Now with little hero who just refused to stay with anyone. How should I find a way out to take out a little me time? At times I just put a headphone and listen to music when he's sleeping. But being an outgoing person, I miss out my outings.
So I think what's important is, I think this has to be a joint effort between both parents.
Right.
I'm hoping your husband is around, and once in a while, if you need to get out, which I totally think you should.
Yeah.
Maybe your husband can watch him when he's asleep. You may have to have a slightly late outing with your girlfriends, but your husband should hopefully be able to help you in that situation.
Yeah, absolutely. Need some.
And at the same time, sometimes if you have help at home and if they're trustworthy, then maybe you could put the baby to sleep
and then figure out.
And then step out.
Just for like half an hour, just do something, come back and feel refreshed.
Absolutely.
But
And I think it's very important. You should do it. All mothers should do it.
Because otherwise it gets overwhelming.
Absolutely.
And you don't want to get into depression and be like, oh my God.
No, and being a mother, as fulfilling as it is and as rewarding as it is, it cannot be the sole purpose of your life. You have to have other dimensions to you as a person.
Absolutely.
And there is nothing like having time with your girlfriends. Really. There actually is nothing like having time with your girlfriends.
It's the best.
Absolutely.
So Sonia Oliveira D'Souza says, when kids become stubborn for one thing, how do you handle it? Do you make any magic like you played in your serial?
Yes, I do. So you can never tell Alina this. But here's another lovely thing that you can do with your kids.
Yeah.
And make them responsible at a young age. The best way to get a child to stop being stubborn, number one is to always give them options. So what I do with Alina is I give her the option that I want her to take, and then I give her the option of what I know she will not take. So it's very simple.
Right.
She told me the other day that I don't want to sleep.
Huh.
I want to stay awake. So I said, okay, here are your options. In this building, there is a rule that the kids who don't go to sleep have to go downstairs and sit awake with the watchman. You have to just sit with him, and then he'll read your books, and then you have to take entries for people who are coming in and going out, and look at who all kaun se lift mein ja raha hai.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and answer all their queries. Else you can go to sleep. So I'm like, come, I'll drop you to the watchman. And she's like, oh, I don't want to go to the watchman. I said, so your two options are either you sleep or you go to the watchman. She was like, okay, I'll sleep. So I was like, okay, you chose it. So that's a good way to get them to stop being stubborn. Number two, I think till a certain age, they're really easy to distract. So just distract them with something else.
Right.
So there are times when Alina will be like, I don't feel like doing this, and then she'll be stuck on it. All I have to do is come, I'll read you your favorite book.
Huh.
And suddenly she's
she
like,
forgets.
oh, book. And then she's forgotten about what she was being stubborn. So
Right.
I think both these tricks work really well for me and Danish.
So you just have to be smart at figuring out कैसे उनको manage करना
The problem is कि कभी ना, and I find myself falling prey to it a lot, कि कभी जब Alina stubborn हो जाती है, मैं भी अड़ जाती हूँ. और उसमें किसी का भला नहीं होता, ना मेरा ना उसका. So my husband always says, saying, why are you being the child? You're the mother. Be smart. So I'm like, actually. So either I start singing one of her latest poems or something,
Right.
but just
To
take the
distract
mind
her.
off. Just
Yeah.
take the mind off. So that always
Valid
helps.
point. Jyoti Kumari says, what to do when grandparents are not at all supportive for working mothers? Is it good to send play school? Is it good to send them to play school for office hours, around 6 hours? Can moral development happen in these schools?
So here's the thing. I just feel that if it's important for you to work, and unfortunately for you, if the grandparents are not in a position to offer support, then you just take the option that you have.
Yeah.
These days, play schools are wonderful. Creches are lovely. They most of the times, I would tell you to just check the reputation of the place. Ideally, it should be close to home. They should be, you should be able to contact them in case of an emergency. And a lot of them now actually come equipped with CCTV cameras,
Right.
which you can access on your phone.
On your phone.
And even while you're at work, you'll be able to see how your child is being looked after. So just use the help that is available to you rather than hoping for a utopian scenario.
Which, yeah, very true. Because not everybody is lucky enough to have that.
Yeah, there are
kind
lots
a
of,
support
this city is
system.
full of, see, these are the evils of nuclear families.
Absolutely,
And
yeah.
we chose them. It's
We
how the
chose
world has
them.
adapted. So, अब अगर आपके पास और कोई चारा नहीं है और आपको काम पर जाना ज़रूरी है, तो फिर I think a creche is a great option.
Yeah, fair enough. Sneha Sachin is saying the whole world is talking about gentle parenting. What does gentle parenting mean to you?
I honestly, okay, I'm not very well versed with that particular
Yeah. Gentle, I guess.
phrase, But I think, yeah, I guess it has...
means you're not violent towards your child and
Yes.
ऐसा कुछ, yeah.
No, so I would assume that it's trying to reinforce good behavior
Yeah.
rather than only punishing bad behavior.
Right.
Having said that, I remember being yelled at by my mother. I remember being yelled at by my teachers.
My mom though used to
तो वो तो मुझे भी बहुत सारे पड़े
बहुत पड़ी है.
पर I do believe that maybe it would have, I've realized, like I said, that instead of shouting at Alina and telling her to do something, when I give her the options, she actually ends up choosing the right one automatically. So maybe that is some sort of gentle parenting. And if issues can be resolved without anger, without any sort of violence, without any sort of emotional scarring, I'd always say, go for gentle
parenting is
parenting.
great.
Why
Yeah,
not?
absolutely.
Reinforce
It doesn't have
good
to be
behavior.
traumatic to,
Always
deal with
reinforce good behavior. That always works better than constant punishment, because the human mind starts to become a little numb
and defiant.
and
है ना?
defiant to...
When you punish them
yes,
too much.
Yes. So, yeah.
So Pooja Agarwal is asking, my question is, when you come back home from your hectic work and stress and you've been asked to work on your kids' homework, how will you manage? This I can't answer, you have to.
Alina doesn't have any homework right now.
Not yet, no? She's too young to have
I don't
homework.
want to think about
When
things
do
I
they
don't have
get
to deal with right
homework?
now. I don't want to know.
I don't know what age is
I don't think they ever get homework.
Because I'm like, okay, all of this is great, but what will happen when I have to teach her and be like, because I'm so bad at, sitting and
Like I said, you'll be
teaching.
surprised at what all has been hardwired, and it will all surface.
It'll just come in.
Yes, it will.
So, well, Pooja, sorry, but both of us are not in that situation where we can answer that question.
I know it's difficult, but I think Mansi, उस दिन हम जो बात कर रहे थे, I think वो बात इस वक्त दोहराना बहुत ज़रूरी है कि हमारी माओं ने सब कुछ किया, बहुत ज़्यादा परिश्रम और मेहनत करने के बावजूद और बहुत कम रिसोर्सेज के साथ. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि आजकल की जो मदर्स हैं वो सब पेरेंटिंग को एक बहुत बड़ा हवा बनाकर बैठी हुई हैं, everything is manageable.
True.
If you tell yourself that it needs to be done one way or the other, you find a way to do it.
Absolutely.
So I know that yes, it does get a little heavy on coming back from work and कि आप अभी थके हारे आए हैं, अपना काम खत्म करके अब आपको बैठकर अपने बच्चे के भी एजुकेशन को देखना है. Again, your option is either you get someone to come and help as a tutor, or you and your husband share the workload. Like I remember my parents always teaching me half my subjects. So my mother would teach me half and my dad would teach me half, so that neither of them were too burdened. After a certain time, I think kids anyway get independent.
खुद ही करते हैं.
You just learn how to self-teach or self-study, whatever.
Absolutely. Debyani Sen Dasgupta, I have resigned from work a year ago and now my baby is 4 months old. I want to prepare myself to get back to work once she becomes a year old. But there is a fear as I have a career gap and will I be able to work with that same enthusiasm and confidence? I think it will be a little tough for you to initially
getting back to work,
to that rhythm of work. And
there is always mommy's guilt.
Yeah.
Go with that as one of your accessories every day when you go to work.
No matter what you do, it's always there with you.
It's looming over the two of us right now.
Really.
But we're here and we're having a great conversation. Again, like I said, the most important thing, and this is something which my mom used to always tell me because I was a little apprehensive about going back to work. And she explained to me that whatever you do now, of course, other than the fact that as an actor, I've invested 18 years of my life. I don't want to give it all up. I like my job. I like what I do. Other than that, life is very expensive. I cannot put the entire burden on. And I also think this is a huge, societal thing कि भाई हाँ भाई माँ बन गई अब तुम घर संभालो. अरे भाई वो भी तो father बना है ना. What if your husband wants to spend time with your children?
Yeah.
What restricts fathers from saying मैं काम नहीं करूँगा मैं बच्चों का ख्याल रखूँगा? But no, it has been decided by society कि the mothers can happily hang up their boots, but the fathers must toil.
Yeah.
Which I think is very unfair.
It is.
Either if two people are deciding कि भाई I'm going to take care of the finances and you're going to be the primary caregiver, then by all means you stay at home and do what's necessary for your child. But I think going to work, earning money, adding to the economy is also something that you're doing as a duty-bound parent for your child.
Absolutely.
If you're capable of earning money to give your child a better education or to support your husband or to add to the income pool at home, why should you not do it?
Totally.
And using a child as an excuse just does not cut it for me.
Absolutely.
Because the West does it. They've been doing it for years.
And they have 3, 4 kids.
And my mother did it
Yeah.
when I was young.
My mother.
Yeah, my mom was a working mother with 2 children, and she taught us. She handled a school job. She would come home. She would help around in the kitchen. My dad would come back from work. They'd both share the responsibility. I've seen a very democratic household. So for me, मुझे
And
हमेशा
in
ऐसा लगता है.
fact, yeah, what your child will see you doing,
Exactly.
they'll mirror that when they grow up. So they become more
Absolutely.
independent and respect
So
the work that you put.
My thing is कि अगर आप काम पे वापस जा रही हैं, it will be hard, it will be difficult, which is why all the more reason you must try and seek out as many support systems as possible, whether at work or at home, for your child and for yourself at your workplace.
Absolutely. Cool. Jyoti Kumari. She's saying mother tongue or English. Nowadays, what is more important for a kid? I think both. Both are very important.
Both. They form
English
a very...
तो है ही,
हाँ, वो तो
obviously.
वैसे ही it's a world...
School में सीख लेंगे, everything is
I think
geared
you
towards
should
English.
teach your children as many languages as possible.
And yeah, thankfully in Bombay, they somehow instinctively pick up Marathi,
Yeah.
Hindi,
Yeah.
their mother tongue, English. So
So I personally think also the more languages that a child is exposed to, the better their brain develops. If you
Yes.
become a polyglot, it's great for you. It's
From
great
a
for
young
you.
age.
Yeah. And I would say घर पे better to stick to the mother tongue क्योंकि English will become their primary language in any case.
Absolutely. Vidhi Jain is saying how to change the habit of a child hitting others. If I shout, she hits more as she thinks she will get more attention.
Wow, that's a tough question, you know. And I have weirdly encountered that with Alina.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where she picked it up from. So she was being, I think it's you know, I personally think that it's a communicator because they don't have that much language and they're not very expressive. So for them, lashing out physically is a way of expressing some sort of
Like an emotion.
an emotion. So
Yeah, because
whether
they don't
it's
have the words to
anger or
express it.
frustration,
Yeah,
they don't
yeah.
know how to express it. So I think number one, it has to be centered in a way where the child has to understand that it's a wrong thing they're doing and it's hurting somebody. When you attach that kind of guilt, and I'm saying this very specifically, guilt, they have to understand that hitting has an impact on the other person. I've actually taken Alina's hand and hit it hard and asked her, has this hurt you?
Yeah.
And I've seen there is pain on her face.
So
just
she realizes
understands what she's
what she's
doing to
doing.
the next
Yeah.
person. So she automatically has started doing it lesser and lesser. And of course, there is, there's always the parenting guilt of saying, Mama is very disappointed. Mama is very sad you hit her. Suddenly she's like, oh my God, my hitting someone and hurting my mother, I won't do it.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good way to go, is that attach a little bit of morality to it. Though I'm not a big fan of doing that, but in the larger scheme of things, if it stops the baby, why not? But
Why not?
understand that many a times it's them expressing an unpleasant emotion. So it's better to talk out and ask what is it that they really want to say. Why are they using
And communicate
hitting?
and help them
Yeah,
communicate.
yeah.
So yeah, I think that's great. And yeah, it should be that. It should be a two-way process wherein you understand what they are trying to convey through that
Yeah.
hitting.
Because there's mindless violence, which of course needs
Yeah.
a lot more correction. I haven't been there, so I don't
Yeah.
know how I would contain it, and I hope I don't get there. But I know that sometimes if something is troubling her,
Then she just wants
ends
to
up
express it. Aggressive.
Yeah. It's just till she doesn't develop enough language to be able to communicate it to us, I think she just uses it as a tool and nothing else.
That's true. Mukesh Jodhwani is saying, hi Mukesh.
Hello, Mukesh.
My wife now handling one retail outlet and she's doing double duty, means taking care of home and store also. I think only the feminine has this power to play roles at different levels. That is true, which is why it's
amazing.
called Supermoms.
Yeah, but what's amazing is that you're acknowledging this. I hope your wife knows that you admire her strength and her
Yes.
resilience, and
Take her out to dinner tonight, Mukesh.
yes, and please, in every way possible, try and share the load.
Share the load, okay?
Yeah.
And do not stress her too much because she's already having too much on her head. Mukesh is a friend, so I can say that to him. Well, that was amazing, Shruti. Thank you so much for being on this show.
Thank you so much. Pleasure's
And
been all
you had
mine.
some really some pearls of advice for me too. I mean, I'm learning as I go each day with
You're
my
lucky you
parenting.
have your own personal discussion forum with different moms coming in. But like she said, I think what Mansi is doing is such a wonderful thing because all of us learn by sharing stories. There is no better way to know, to learn, to grow, rather than conversation.
Conversation.
And I'm so glad you're doing this show.
Thank you so much, Shruti. It's my honor to have you. And we end today's episode on that note. Thank you for all your amazing questions, and the gift hamper will be sent out to that special questions shortly. Bye.
Ta-da!